probably just fucking 3, 2, 1.
God.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the 9-Hole Podcast with David and Ian. David, what's going on, brother?
Howdy. It's been a minute, and the World Series ended yesterday. Last night.
Yeah, dude. Texas.
Weird.
Texas took it, man. What do you got on it? I'd be lying to you if I said I watched any of it.
Well, you're busy. I'm busy. We're getting older, but honestly, I liked watching it because of the teams that were in it and what they could have kind of stood for.
Got you.
We talked about this a little bit, but the Diamondbacks won 84 games this year. Like, sorry, but I don't think they really deserve to be there.
Okay.
And the Rangers are just old school. Bruce Bochy, they threw some money out there and got some guys, but
So they made some big moves like in the offseason.
yeah, they had to. I mean, you sent me that stat. They won 102. They lost 102 games the previous year.
Yeah, the year prior. Now they just won the World Series.
How does that happen?
I don't know, dude, but like DeGrom, he gone.
He's gone?
Didn't he have TJ?
Well, yeah, he's like he couldn't pitch.
Yeah, they spent a whole bunch of money. Spent a whole bunch of money on that dude.
I think that's the
what
second
did they
one,
get
right?
out of him? Yeah, I don't know.
Like you sent me that clip that was on X, FK Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. And they're like, "Hey, what made you decide to come to Texas?" And the whole time, like, yeah, he's saying all these good things, but like, it was money. If I'm that elite of a player, like that should be the main focus, is to win a World Series. But unfortunately, it's a business, and those guys are playing and pitching to make hundreds of millions of dollars.
For sure. I think he said in the interview I sent to you too. He's like, dude, I chose Texas because I thought, that's the place where I had the best chance to win. Obviously, when you're talking, hundreds of millions of dollars, but I'm sure that comes into play too, right? Sure, that turns into
that would be a big. It's hard. I mean, I wasn't like a big prospect, but I always told my teammates that when I was playing. Like, I was like, hey, I'm in AAA with the Rockies, but next year, if the Blue Jays offer me twice as much money to be in AAA with the Blue Jays, I'm probably going to go play with the Blue Jays.
Get that.
Like, I'm a loyal dude, but
yeah,
to an extent, like I
gotta eat.
Yeah,
I get it.
You know what I mean? But we saw some
I get it.
Familiar faces on there, huh?
Yeah, bro. So Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
Ketel
in
dude,
Dominican.
He's a stud, dude.
Dude, he's
a unit. He's a
Did
unit.
you see how it ended?
Nah.
The game 5 to the Rangers won. They struck out Ketel Marte looking.
Really? Was it a ball?
No, it was kind of a hanging.
It was a high banger, right?
Yeah,
off the top of the zone.
He had walked like 3 times previously yesterday, so I don't know. Maybe he was like seeing the ball really well.
He's probably locked in, bro.
Yeah, just trying to get on base, but yeah, kind of like hung up from spores, and it just like barely caught. Maybe it was debatable. Like I was an umpire. I don't know if I'd be comfortable ringing someone up to end the World Series
like that, dude. Yeah, that'd be tough. You know what? The only reason I knew that was because I saw some like TikTok or something about. I don't know. A bunch of fans were watching it at a bar, like a huge place. Yeah, dude. And I saw the reaction after the last strike, the last out was made. And I'm like, damn, dude, crazy. And it just processed in the back of my mind, like, wow, that's how it ended. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is a weird ass question, but say you're the Texas Rangers, you're on the Texas Rangers roster, and you win the World Series, but you're in Phoenix. Does that have any like opinion on your mood, I guess, or your happiness, or do you think it'd be like way cooler to win it at home? Or do you think you give a shit? You just won the World Series. It doesn't matter.
It would. It's got to be way cooler to do it at home,
right?
Yeah, it's got to be way cooler to do it at home.
I'm sure, like the initial reaction, you're just like, "What the,"
Yeah.
But then you kind of look around, and all these Diamondbacks fans are just like kind of like booing you and looking at you like
100%
mad at you. That'd be weird.
I remember winning like the AA championship, and we were in Mississippi. So and then the season was over. You know what I mean? Dude, I remember winning the Double A championship, Mississippi Braves. I was playing for the Jackson Generals, and dude, we won. There was no fans. There was zero fans. The attendance in that league was embarrassing. So we
How
won.
many people do you think you were there when you won the Double A championship?
I don't remember, dude. I just remember like Mississippi's a sick stadium, dude. But there
Really?
was no attendance. We were having playoff games in Jackson, and bro, there was my high school coach was in attendance. You know what I mean? Like he would
Yeah.
show up and watch like the big games and stuff. And dude, I could. There's just no one around him, bro. We're playing like Game 5 of like the Double A championship or the Southern League championship,
Getting pumped up.
and there's like 60 people in these big stadiums, dude. Anyway, man, I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh yeah, we were on the road, right? So there are no fans, especially for us.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember we won, and as soon as the like celebration was kind of over, or like stalled a little bit, I took a shower and drove home 12 hours to Philly, or like where I was from, PA.
That's so different than like what they're probably going through right now. They're probably still partying,
Yeah,
whatever, or flying on the private plane back home to see their families. And
yeah. I didn't even drink. I didn't eat like it. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine what their
I
what
only
that
went to the
experience was
playoffs
like.
with Everett in short season and then with Clinton in low A, and we clinched in Peoria, and we got to do the whole. I think some club you brought in like 17 beers. It's like a cooler, and they kind of like taped off like the locker room a little bit, and like we got to do like a little bit, but I was pitching the next day, and it wasn't that cool.
Ah, that's. I mean, sick. We I was in Detroit, dude. So when they clinched a playoff spot, Minnesota in 2019. So I was in Detroit. That was the weekend. That was the series that I got my first hit in the big leagues off Zimmerman. Yeah, and dude, they
Jordan Zimmerman,
clinched. Yes,
he's good.
and they clinched. That's fucking they, dude. We clinched.
Yeah, you were part of that.
That's right. Uh, get fired up, dude. So we clinched, and yeah, we were like celebrating and stuff in the locker room, dude. I'll never forget it, man. I was so sick.
Were
But
you like
that's a
were you
fraction
getting
of
after
what.
it, or were you like, I don't really know anyone here? You know what I mean? Or like, do you when
So,
you're like a
dude,
rookie? Is it
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
scared to
So
show?
I was definitely afraid to kind of like get nuts,
Yeah,
but I knew that I was playing the next day, so that's when I got my first hit. Was the day after because all the veterans and like, dude, these guys are in a
yeah,
playoff hunt. We're in a playoff hunt, and we clinch, and like they all get banged up. Obviously, they're celebrating like that's a huge accomplishment, but it's like, hey,
sure.
dude, that means you got to start tomorrow. Like
Yeah,
some
like
guys are,
you're up, buddy.
not going to get enough sleep, so you need to play tomorrow. And dude, I did it.
I would love
Yeah,
that job. To this day, I'd still be fine. Like, hey, you guys go do your thing, and I'll fill in. Obviously, I wanted to be the greatest there ever was, but it doesn't always work out. I thought looking at these other guys we played with, obviously Christian Walker, you put this list together for us, and
yeah,
Travis Janikowski. I
yeah,
saw an
bro.
interview after game 4 with Janikowski that I thought was awesome and very 9-hole esque.
Was it?
Yeah, it was sweet. So that guy's 32.
Yeah,
He's kind of
dude.
sitting on
I
his couch. They told him to be ready, but Adolis
really
Garcia was their dude. And he got hurt, and basically they brought Janikowski, yeah, to fill in, and they interviewed him like, "Hey, how do you fill the shoes of Garcia?" And he like stopped the guy. He's like, "You don't like. I'm a polar opposite player than Adolis Garcia. I hit line drives. I try to get on base, and I let those big guys hit me in." He's like, "I'm just here to help out the team any way possible."
love it.
And like, I don't know, it was so well spoken and so just like true to himself, and he knew exactly who he was.
Hell yeah.
And like, I don't know, he started off like, "Hey, you're 32 years old, and like this is your first." I don't know. He kind of like punked him a little bit, and the guy just was so professional with his answer.
I
And
love
like he's
that,
been
dude.
like preparing for it for his whole career.
Yeah, he's from kind of like back home where I grew up. right? So
Really?
he went to Stony Brook. He was a first rounder, I think in 2012, dude. So I was watching him when he was at Stony Brook. They were in the College World Series, and I'm out in Alaska in 2000 like
I
11
remember
going
that
in.
year.
Yeah,
They were
dude,
like, yeah, they were
him
like Cinderella
and
story.
there was dude. They had a unreal team, dude. So
I
like
remember
that's
that.
where I first saw who Jankowski was, and he was like a stolen base threat, get on base, just not
Yeah,
hitting home runs every fifth at bat, but like so I looked up to that. I tried to like emulate the way he played. Obviously, he was a stud,
yeah,
but he just solidified himself. He just won a World Series. I mean, that changes everything. That changes everything. You automatically, regardless of what happens with the Rangers, like he has a job next year. He'll have
yeah.
a job next year until he decides that
He's
he's
a
done.
World
So
Series. You know what's so cool about that too is like whoever's on that team in the roster, they are a World Series champion
even if they
for
had
the
a
rest of
day this
yeah for
year,
the rest of their life. They get a
it's
ring,
wild.
like, and also I don't think like the public realizes this, but the entire staff, players, coaches, trainers, whatever, they all get like a piece of the pie. They get
Yeah,
big ass checks for going to the World Series. So some of these coaches that are, AAA coaches that were up and down sometimes, like they get I don't- 40, 60, 100,000, $200,000 check. Just like, hey, your team went to the World Series. Here you go.
yeah. You get playoff shares, so like your
Yeah.
salary stops in the playoffs. I That's what I was told.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. You don't get paid when the playoffs start. You just get like a playoff share, and dependent upon your contribution to the World Series team, whether you were up there for a day or you were up
Yeah.
there the whole year,
Or your
or
Corey
like,
Seager.
yeah, or you helped them late in the season to clinch, and then everything kind of happened for you. If you had a big playoff, experience, you hit a couple home runs or pitched a couple shutout innings, like dude, those older guys, the staples of the team, the leaders, the veterans who like
Yeah.
make decisions in the clubhouse and shit, and like
They
influence.
decide that?
Yeah, they get together and they vote on it. They
No
figure it
way.
out. So like for
I was going to ask how that works. Like
yeah, that's how it works,
I get a $500 check and I hit 4 home runs in the series as a rookie or something. I'm like,
dude. I mean, I was yeah, I was up there. Yeah, I was up there
you
for a
got
month.
some?
I got a percentage of I forget what I got, but like it was a
Yeah. So
percentage of a playoff share, which was
that's
hey,
that's incredible.
yeah, it
That's
was.
crazy
It was
to think
incredible.
about.
Yeah, it was incredible, dude. It was fortunate. So, dude, the Diamondbacks starting pitcher, you said
Yeah.
uh,
Cool story.
Merrill Kelly from what was it, like game two? I
Yeah,
think
he
that's what it
started. He
was.
was gonna pitch. He was gonna pitch tonight or game 6, but the starting pitcher last night had a no hitter through like 7 innings.
Did he?
Yeah, dude, it was unreal. But Merrill Kelly probably, besides last night, had the best start and really had a feel for the Rangers hitters. But that guy had a cool story. I think he was an 8th rounder with the Rays, but
Okay.
that was like with like David Price and like their all-star studded starting pitching staff, so he didn't really get a chance. Um, he went over to Korea for 4 years
Ooh,
and pitched in Korea and kind of just dominated. And that's one thing I liked about, again, I liked something about both these teams, but the Diamondbacks got my buddy Scott McGuff from Japan, who was there for 4 years as well as a closer, developed a splitter, ended up hurting his shoulder. So he wasn't even on the playoff roster, I don't believe. I saw him in the dugout and stuff, but that really
oh
kind of sucked not being able to see him up there.
yeah,
Um,
oh for sure,
but
dude.
then they got Merrill Kelly from Korea also. So like they're branching out like, hey, that's if we don't have the talent internally, let's go find someone, whether that's Japan, Korea, some solidified league, and numbers help and all that. But I liked that they were kind of thinking outside the box and bringing guys in.
For sure, for
It was really
sure.
cool. Yeah, he's got
So
a, he's got a cool story.
it sounded like yeah, he had a pretty wild story, man. Could relate almost like you're a journeyman and you gotta be resilient, right? That was a cool little
Yeah, yeah, that guy
takeaway
never
from
gave
that.
up. I mean, you make good money in Korea, but it's not big league money.
Yeah,
And
big league
he
money's
could have just
silly.
been like, "Hey, I'm gonna stay on and make good minor league free agent money and maybe I'll get that opportunity to get called up at some point. But he went and basically changed his career from being a guy that, was like a maybe up and down guy to a year solidified starter in the big leagues.
It's
Here's a
hot.
crazy contract.
It's
A
hot,
guy that I
dude.
thought you would really like watching him play is Corbin Carroll.
He's
He's
a, he's
23.
a younger guy.
Yeah, he's 23 years old, rookie of the year.
He missed a ball
Diamondbacks,
last night, right in the outfield.
yeah,
Dude, yeah. I
he plays
obviously I saw
hard
a
and he
tweet
does
about it. Yeah, that
he
sucks,
does
man. That's
everything
the worst
right.
feeling in the world. Dude,
They
Grisham
gave
did
him
that
like
the
a
other year
yeah,
in the outfield, right? He was right field. I don't even remember who he was
yeah.
playing for. The Brewers, I think. Yeah, that sucks, man. There's no like worse feeling than like if you're an outfielder and dude, especially a ground
He was
ball.
pressing too. Like yeah, I could tell from his bats from watching him like during the regular season. He normally has like a pretty compact, like short swing, like quick to the ball, drive the baseball, and he had this like really long, kind of like drawn out swing the last couple games, and
Okay,
he had a lot of stuff. I mean, they gave him a big contract too to keep him, like $111 million extension or something. He's just a 23-year-old kid.
that's nuts.
A lot of
Especially
pressure.
being in the World Series. Yeah, dude, that age, man. What you got on this Baseball United Dubai League?
I think
Speaking of pressure, dude, what do you got? What do you got over there? There's this new league in Dubai and
yeah,
India and Pakistan, I think it is.
yeah. But in Pakistan, Dubai, and India, there's 4 teams, and I don't know
So they're
how.
just gonna play each other round robin style, just flying back and forth, dude.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess real quick, you played winter ball in Mexico and Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
I played winter ball in Australia and spring
that's
training
right,
with
dude.
Mexico.
I forgot
Yeah,
about Australia, man.
but there was like 8 teams in Australia. 4 would be
Yeah, that's.
stupid.
I mean, they said that they're adding another four in the coming years, but like, dude, you gonna expand? So you're gonna like leapfrog countries, or they're gonna be whatever? I
It's
don't
just Middle
know,
East stuff, I think.
dude. Yeah, that's crazy. That got the stuff going on over there in the Middle
I
East.
know. That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
ooh,
Like, do you even like go over there?
what's that money look like?
I know, dude. Like, I'm not. This is like really embarrassing. But when I first saw that league, I was like, should I start working out?
Dude, actually, you
It's
know
like,
what? I'm
it's like
really not that far removed from retirement, dude. I could
that's what I'm
probably
saying. There's
fuck.
guys on there that are 42 years old getting drafted. They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
they had a
yeah,
draft, and it's just I mean, I
yeah.
guarantee it's like live in golf. It's like kind of the same people I think that's trying to take on the PGA right now in
Okay.
golf.
So they said that they're going to try to make it entertaining. So they
Yeah,
said that there are going to be rules that you've never seen before in sports.
like the Savannah
So
Bananas.
to the bananas, dude. Doing yeah, nah, no, not like that. So
Okay.
they're trying to attract like the Indian crowd. They like
Oh
cricket,
yeah, yeah.
and so like I don't know if they're going to be bouncing balls and stuff. I don't know what it is, but they're going to try to appeal to like that market. They're going to try to make it more. They're it's not going to be ah, it's not going to be straight baseball. It's
Can
not
you
going to be
imagine
straight
Robinson
baseball
Cano getting struck out on a ball that bounced to the dirt? He's 40
by a
years
dude
old.
that did a backflip,
Yeah, he's gonna be like,
balancing a bowling pin on his hand like this, and did a
yeah.
backflip
He's like,
and
what?
struck Robinson Cano out.
How
What are we
much am I getting
doing?
paid to be over here?
Yeah,
But no,
what are
I
we
told you I
doing?
looked up the draft, and my buddy that played with for a couple of years, Dylan Thomas, was drafted. Do you remember?
Maybe we
Did,
should have him on here to ask him what's going on.
I texted him and I was like, dude, what's going on with this league? And he's kind of short about it. He was like, new winter league. Like I didn't know. It was weird.
Dude,
I'll
so I
tell
don't
you
see
exactly what he
anything
said.
about games.
No, and it was like I kind of like some of the. Did you? I went on their merchandise website. There's some cool. There's kind of some cool stuff. I like it.
Is it?
Yeah,
So they're all
dude.
backed by like veterans,
They got yeah, they
Veterans
got
are back
money.
in this shit. Yeah.
I asked him, "What is this league I just came across?" It's a new league starting up in Dubai, and I wanted to be like, "Oh, thanks."
Dubai's sick.
Yeah, I said like a winter league or a
They have
full
like
season.
flying cars.
No, it's like the richest city of the world by
They have flying
far.
cars, I'm pretty sure, dude.
But then you have to go to Pakistan or Pakistan. I don't know how to pronounce it. Correct. I
Pakistan,
think that's how you
dude.
actually. And
Pakistan.
Iran and Iraq, not Iran. Whatever.
It's not how I say it. I don't
You
know
know,
what's right.
I don't know
I
what's
don't
right
know
either.
what's
I've never
right.
been there, but
So
like,
it's a
yeah,
winter league.
it's a winter league, and it's just winter for now. But it's backed by like Mariano Rivera and like,
Elvis Andrews
yeah, big time
or
guys. I mean,
LV
Anderson Simmons
Sandrews.
and Simmons got drafted on there, 10-year big leaguer. Um, there's a lot of guys going there.
So there's got to be money. There's got to be a lot of money. There's going to be attractions. There's got to be. I don't know how they're going to do it. So it's got to be worth their time. A dude I played with, Shed Long. I think he's playing for Dubai or Mumbai or something like that.
Well,
One of
the
them.
first round, the first pick overall was like a double A pitcher that wasn't very
He
good.
made it to Double A. I think he was playing for the Billings Mustangs.
Yeah, but he wasn't like very good. And then like number two was like a 10-year big leaguer or something.
Dude, I don't.
I was really confused. And then Dylan Thomas, who's like still in shape and like 29,
I don't know, dude.
that
I
made
don't
it to the
know.
big leagues was like a second rounder.
So these guys have to be playing because I see Mexico, the team that I played for. Uh, yeah, dude, they're already like Obregon. They're already like playing. I don't know if
Yeah, I
I'm pretty
almost went
sure they're
there.
already playing.
They hated me,
Who
Obregon.
did they?
Yeah, because I went there and they asked what my velocity was, and I showed them like a video of me throwing 993. I took like 2 months off. I was hanging out on the couch working, and they called me and they're like, "Hey, can you come down to spring training?" And I was like, "Sure." And I grabbed a bucket of balls and, and like threw it to a net.
Oh shit!
And I went and pitched like 6 innings. Like 3 days later, they flew me down to Tucson, and I was like 86 to 89, and they said, "You don't hit 93." And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I was just kind of hanging out. It's like, we want you to come down to Obregon or whatever on a bus with no money guaranteed and then throw a little bit more there and see if you get up to 93. And I said, fuck you. Fly me home.
I want to go out. I want to go home.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry. But I was like, you want me to go down there with nothing guaranteed because my velocity was a little down because you gave me a couple of days. I was like, I get it. But what? And I pitched 6 innings and gave up like one hit. Like dominated. What, it was a great outing. Wearing these pants that were like size extra medium and this top. It was horrible. But yeah, the guy freaked out on me. He was still involved with the Rays. Like that guy I don't like him. But
Dude, we so when I went to Obregon,
were you scared?
nah, dude, no, I wasn't. I was not. Okay, so when I went to Obregon, um, dude, so you were obviously at my wedding, so I didn't do anything from the end of the year, in Iowa. I thought like that's the last. Like I thought that was the last baseball I was gonna play. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm like preparing for the wedding. Dude, we got a whole bunch of shit. Um, so dude, I really wasn't doing a whole lot. Right? We got uh, married like around Thanksgiving, and then we went on our honeymoon, and this winter ball opportunity popped up before the wedding, and yeah,
It's
dude,
good money.
it's good
And
money. Could
yeah,
not say
yeah.
no.
Helped with the
So I
wedding.
went. I went, but I told him, I'm like, hey, dude, heads up. Just letting you know, I haven't done anything since the end of the year. Haven't done anything. Haven't done it. They're like, it's fine. You'll just work out. We'll get you in game shape, and then like
But they
you know,
guaranteed you some money to go down there.
you get a month. So if you are a foreign player and you play, you sign to go play a winter ball in Australia,
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, Dubai, Mumbai, Dominican,
Whatever vibe.
Venezuela, Mexico. If you step foot on foreign soil, you are guaranteed 1 month's salary,
They
like
didn't tell
whatever
me
your
that at all.
contract is.
They
Did,
wanted me to go down there and just throw
did you
bullpens.
sign? Did you sign something?
No. That's what yeah. I think that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
I don't know exactly how it all works, dude. I just know that if you are contracted and you go over there, you are like legally obliged. Like, dude, that's how sick is that stadium, man?
The
I love it.
Yaquis.
I love it. I didn't get a chance to wear that jersey, but
I
dude,
have a picture of you somewhere in here
that
wearing that
stadium's
same.
incredible.
Yeah,
Stadium is awesome.
it was fun. It just didn't go the way I wanted. And in
Yeah.
Australia, I was 22 years old, and I pitched game
Oh,
one, and we didn't have practice. We didn't have anything, and I mean, I was an idiot, but that's the whole reason I got Tommy John. They
Really?
give us $800 every 2 weeks. We
It's like
got
what I
two
was
hundred
making in
dollars.
AAA.
Yeah, we got $200 bonus, I think, for making the All Star team. I
I
don't know.
love
It
that.
was Australia wasn't the best, but it was damn fun, and we were just kids. But yeah, I don't
How
know how that
was
league would work.
how was that? So you said that's the reason you got Tommy John. Like, how was that? How's that rehab compared to what you got going on with your shoulder? So you just had
Yeah,
labrum. Sorry.
posterior labrum uh, repair, and you went. I mean, you saw me golf a little bit. You didn't see it pop out. I got a cortisone injection before we met up and went golfing. But if you saw it pop out, like I was like peeing my pants.
What was
It
the
was
what caused it to pop out?
um didn't have I told the story on
I don't think so.
Waffle House? Have I told you this?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Was it? Yeah, you might have. Yeah, you might have. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah. Okay, I get it.
I got jumped at a Waffle House,
That's right. That's
and I had
right.
to put a guy in a headlock, and somehow it was the night before I retired. Don't go to Waffle House after midnight. Anyone
That's right. Nothing good
listening?
happens there.
Yeah, but that was like 4 years ago. I got super into golf. It kept popping out. They found a loose body, so like basically a piece of bone floating around in there, and it was like perfectly rounded. So it's been in there for a long time, and I think that
Oy.
was causing a lot of pain. So like initially, when my labrum like kind of tore off of like the bone, there's a little piece of bone flying around in there. So I got 3 anchors in there, and if like an anchor is basically like staple's not a good way to
Oosh.
describe this, but it's like this little tiny thing that you can drill into a bone and it has suture on it, and then they can take the suture from with needles on it and pass it up through the labrum and tack everything down and bring everything back to like its native state. But
If
this,
you got it in your throwing shoulder, would you be able to like throw again and shit?
yeah, for sure, this is way easier than a rotator cuff.
Really?
Yeah, the
Is rotator
rotator
cuff the worst?
probably, but so it's hard. Elbow is open. Like elbow, you got a pretty big incision, and they're taking like what they call retractors and like actually spreading your shit and like opening it up, and they're cutting through a lot more
They're
tendon.
busting it open.
Yeah. In this, I have a little tiny scar right here, and then one on the back, and they go through ports and with the cameras, and they do all this arthroscopy. So they're not opening you up. I'm not kidding. My elbow that wasn't that bad, but this is easy.
Really?
Yeah, knock on wood.
Damn. Okay.
The
All
one
right.
day we were gonna record. I was like messed up on coming down from anesthesia. I had
Yeah,
taken
yeah,
a
yeah.
couple pain pills to try to stay ahead of the pain, but I haven't really been
Got
in
it.
pain, so I just stopped them.
Smart
Honestly, right
move.
now the only thing I'm really dealing with is it's just tight.
Okay. Just to be expected.
Yeah,
So
but
how would
I
you like how would a I don't know, a baseball player, how would they get in front of any of this stuff? So like you've had two of these big time surgeries that would affect a pitching
yeah,
motion or a pitcher, thrower, whatever it is. Like what could they do to stay in front of the shit? Is it like a vitamin? Could they be I take fish oil. So
sure,
I
that could
messed my
help
back up.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I messed my back up, dude. I started taking fish oil every day
lube
since
your
then.
joints.
Yes, absolutely. It's a natural, like anti-inflammatory, dude.
Yeah.
It's a natural anti-inflammatory. You can take it for headaches, dude. Fish oil,
This episode is
heart.
brought to you by fish oil.
That's right. Nature Valley.
But no, that's huge. Yeah, that could help. Like taking vitamin diet. I mean, I know it's all cliche. I think my elbow was messed up from mechanics, from poor mechanics, and not understanding like biomechanics and how my body worked correctly.
So kids
This was
could
just
do
like,
that, I
yeah,
guess. Right?
yeah,
They
they
could
could
study the motion.
for sure. They could train the right way. It's weird. I had a lesson last night, and I'm in my sling, and this kid's 16 years old, and he had a scope to clean up his elbow already. And last night,
16?
yeah, and last night he was kind of complaining about his shoulder in the back. He's like, yeah, I just think they need to put a scope in there and kind of clean it up a little bit. And I was like,
Put a
dude,
scope in there.
yeah, I
What's
said
that?
surgery should be your last resort.
Just put a scope in there.
Yeah, like you basically what I did, like go down in there, look around, and you
Look
can put
around
like
for what?
any like loose bodies like bone or any tendon. Like, so if you get an MRI, if you went and got an MRI on your shoulder right now, they don't show very much. It sucks. And you pay all this money,
Really?
but insurance won't cover you to go get surgery unless they have an MRI that shows something.
Mm,
It's,
that
I mean, we can
sucks.
we can talk a lot about healthcare and all the bullshit with that, but
Yeah, that sucks, man. That's not
yeah.
it.
So, but it's weird that my whole point to that was like younger kids nowadays are like, oh, my arm hurts. I think I'm just gonna get surgery.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
It's a
what the hell you
fad.
mean?
Yeah, I just take this off season off. I'll just restart and
Yeah,
go
and
at it.
I try to explain because I'm not in that kid's shoes. I don't feel what he feels, but there's a difference between being hurt and a difference between being sore. You can pitch when you're sore. You can play when you're sore. But if you're actually hurt, for sure, shut it down. Like, go get checked out. If you can't like perform, that's a fine line. I understand that, but life is hard. Baseball's hard. Sports are hard. To get to that level, you got to play through some pain.
For sure. Oh.
I mean, how many
Oh.
times your back? You dealt with your back your whole career.
Yeah. Or got like in front of it. So
Yeah,
it
that's what I mean. Like your cat
got me for
claws.
1 year, but like I took care of it. Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, yeah. Got to play through pain. But they're like there's a difference between like playing hurt and pushing through something that is manageable. You know what I mean? Because like, dude, if you start doing like further damage, like dude, I tweaked my hamstring.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yo, dude, I tried to play through a tweaked hamstring, and then I pulled my hamstring, and then I was out for 4 to 6 weeks, dude. What?
No, it's hard. Like, that's what I mean, though. It's a fine line, and I don't want to. I don't want to give people the wrong idea here because, like, if you're actually hurt, like,
For sure.
please don't push it. But if you're like, oh, my wrist's a little like
Yeah, I'll
it's
just get a
just
scope
ache.
on this
Yeah,
fucking
it's just achy.
this
I'm
wrist.
like, dude, go stretch a little bit.
Go
Ice,
take a fish
whatever. Like,
oil.
yeah, seriously, every kid I give lessons to, they show up on the dot of when the lesson's supposed to be,
That's
and
cool.
they well, no, it's not because you'll hear me in a second. They jump in to the cage and they start throwing immediately, and I'm like, hey, if you want a long career, you want to take care of your body, maybe get here 10, 15 minutes early. We got areas where you can stretch. You could do jumping jacks, jump rope. I don't care how you do it.
Mm.
I was like, I never picked up a baseball until I had a good sweat going. I love that they're on time,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not
yeah,
if
yeah.
like,
That
and
makes
then
sense.
halfway through the lesson, they're like, my arm's a little sore. And I'm like, well, how did you prepare for this? I
I
was like,
like
I got
that.
5
They
more
can
after
control
you.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
You can
that.
get here early. Ask your mom to bring you 10 minutes early, you know?
Dude, I respect that. Yeah, 100%, man. That's how they do it in you want to play in college or you want to play in pro ball? I mean, that's how they do it. Dude, that's the first time that I've ever been like part of I guess like more organized stretching, right?
Yeah. And now I don't really know how to do anything without like stretching.
Warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as you get older,
Yeah.
right? So
And
that's something that kids could do or the next wave of baseball players.
yeah, no, they need to buy into that. I think I want kids to be strong. I want kids to lift proper,
Mm.
proper way. But I want kids to stretch, do yoga. Even if you think it's silly, go on YouTube, type in 10-minute yoga and just do that before coming to a lesson or going to your practice.
Hell yeah. There
You got
were
to rev that engine up a little bit.
there were players that just did like Pilates, dude.
Yeah. What was that? Jake
Pilates.
Arrieta? Remember him? He was like the best pitcher in the world for 2 years ever. He
He
was
would
like a
just
big
do Pilates.
Pilates. Yeah, big Pilates guy. Do way
Dude,
across his body.
there were people that tried to emulate him in the Cubs locker room when I was over there.
Oh yeah.
Um
Big Cub
and
guy.
did Pilates, all that stuff.
Somebody you
Cool to
asked
see.
on this Sling Daddy thing, you asked what was worse mentally, physically, Tommy John for sure on both, and I
Really?
want to touch on that because like right now, posterior labor, any surgery sucks, but I'm not like working towards going and playing again. I'm not
You're not
watching my
rehabbing
friends pack up their bags to go to their affiliated team that they just made while I'm looking at my scar on my elbow going to do rehab.
in
You
La
know,
Quinta.
yeah, I'm not going home at 10 o'clock after 30 minutes of being stretched out, and then I'm just alone for the whole day on $300 a week meal
That's
money
right, dude.
and getting a dog just to keep me company.
Dude.
Those were dark times. And
Yeah, they were.
not luckily, you were there for a lot of that, and that's how we became close. But this is
Yeah,
like,
dude.
oh, okay, I'm good.
Imagine having to go through that again, again.
No, that would suck. But it also like it gave me something. I got in great shape. I got strong, and I was working towards something. Now it's like, well, I'll golf a couple times next summer, spring. You know, but I'm not working to throw 94 or make it to the big leagues.
Yeah,
I just want to be healthy.
yeah. No, I get it, dude. I get it. So there was this dude who he's a World Series champion now,
Yeah, I'm
right?
looking at that.
Probably it needs to be addressed as so. So Evan Carter was in Double A on August 28th. So, dude, 2 months ago,
Yeah,
and he set an MLB record with 9 doubles in the postseason, which is insane. Now he's a World Series champ. Like, what does that say? Like,
how old is he right now?
what does that say? Dude, I believe he's younger. Of course this isn't working, dude. But
It's
like,
hard to be optimistic like that, especially in such an up and down game like baseball. But and it's cliche, but that kid, right guy, right time. I mean,
he's 21.
if you want to like buy into something, like give it your all, like have those affirmations like we've talked about on here. Like, why you don't have to be like a dickhead to your teammates or anything, but just think you're think you're good, be a cool dude, but know that you're ready for those moments. And seriously, when they come, when I thought like that, and I got thrown into big league games and spring training or flying on, the planes and stuff, like I was just like, I belong here, even if it was still a surreal experience. But I'd been
Got to
working
buy
towards
in,
it. Yeah,
100%, dude. So that's insane. Like how quickly things can like change, right, for you at the drop of a hat. This dude's in Double A 2 months ago, right?
yeah,
If
it's
if you're
unreal.
probably not in the right mindset, or you're like, dude, this sucks. Obviously he's a young dude. I'm saying like maybe for like an older
Older.
guy, you're in Double A in August. It's
I
like,
wish I was in the World Series.
yeah, you don't think maybe you're going to make the postseason roster, right? I'm sure like they'll, we'll hear more about a story, dude. But that's pretty sick to see, like how quickly that happened. I also heard, I was reading about Mad Dog Russo.
Yeah, what I couldn't figure out what is that. I mean, I
So
know who it is.
yeah, Mad Dog, dude. So
That guy's
he
annoying as
said,
shit.
he said,
Christopher
like
Russo.
if I guess the Rangers won, like there's no way that they win, right? I think this was the series before, that he'll retire from no, the Diamondbacks, excuse me, like to get to the World
Oh,
Series.
really?
Yeah.
He said he
Yeah,
would retire.
Arizona players. Yeah, so yeah, punching their ticket to the World Series by winning the NLCS in 7 games. Um, he said that there's no way that they'd win. He'll retire from like radio, dude. They won. They won.
So you think he's going to do it?
No, he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
He talks like that too. He's like, I will retire after this, and then there's no way they can make it.
With
Yeah,
the
he's
like the
annoying.
hands, dude.
Yeah.
So he was on Howard Stern. He was on Howard Stern,
Boy.
and he said that in order to like try to redeem himself and like embarrass himself and like become worthy to not leave his radio job, I guess
Yeah.
like he would. I forget he would go through like Manhattan in a dress or something. I forget what it was, or and walk to the studio, um,
He's got to do that.
or in a bikini or something like that, something like that, and like they would kind of even out. And dude, he said he'd do it, and then he backed out last second, dude. Um, so that's kind of like dumpy. It's kind of soft, but
But
as far as
Austin
I know,
Hedges is going to wear assless chaps.
I was reading that too. Yeah, I was reading that too. I don't know
Funky
what that's
outfit.
got to, I don't know if that's a direct response or protest to Mr. Russo.
Maybe.
Uh, but that's a whole lot right there. It's a whole lot. So pretty good Austin Hedges, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. So a
So,
lot of
like, I
hype
guess
surrounding it.
if you didn't watch much of the World Series, the last thing I want to hit on and leave our audience or you or whoever with is Corey Seager is the best player on the planet right now.
He's been playing out of his mind. I've heard, right?
It was impressive. Like every at bat, like just clutch ABs, whether that's going deep into counts or executing, moving a runner over, or getting a walk or home runs. And now he's a World
He's a
Series
dude.
MVP on two different teams. And Bruce Bochy has won 4 World Series. The guy basically came out of retirement, old school as they get.
It's insane, dude.
You know, I don't. It's just a. It was cool seeing that, and then yeah, Corey Seager. And you played with his brother for a
Both of
while,
them.
right?
Yeah,
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 both.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was talking. Justin was on like the minor leagues with you for coming up, and then
Yeah.
Kyle
He was
was.
my roommate. Yeah,
He's a good
Kyle
guy.
with rehab and stuff. And then I played with him in like spring training.
I remember I
Um,
went over to a bar one time and was taking some weights off because I didn't see anyone using it for like, I'm not kidding, like an hour. And out of nowhere, Kyle Seager walks in and is like, "I was using that bar."
he
I was
said
like,
that.
yeah, and I was like, I'm sorry, like no one did
Sorry,
touch it.
Mr. Seeger.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, it's all right." But he
He's a
was like
man.
10-year big leaguer and starting third baseman for
He's a
the team you're
stud.
on. Yeah, he was a
He's a
stud. But
stud, man.
the youngest
Yeah,
one
dude.
doing big
Well,
things.
the whole family, man. Whole family's doing big things. Justin's doing some stuff too, man. He's still in the game. He's still in the game. So they did it right, dude. The whole family, man. Good people. But dude, that's all I got here, dude. You got anything else you want to throw in there, man? We'll jump on here again here pretty soon. Um, try to get some more intel on this Mumbai league.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to talk in more detail. You should probably think of some stories of like Puerto Rico and Mexico. I think people would really like, not like in like a derogatory way towards the countries, but like I remember you told me how many like just random stray dogs are everywhere in Puerto Rico, and
yeah, dude, that's crazy.
some of your
That's
stories from
crazy
there were. And we can talk about Australia more and the places we actually went, and
for
like
sure.
some
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
places baseball took us. It's insane.
Okay. All right. Next time we'll do that. I like that. I got some pretty cool stories, man. Like I got some pretty cool stories for
Yeah.
sure. Actually, yeah, it'll be a good time, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Tune in
Uh,
next time.
yeah, I love that. Well, thank you guys, everybody, for watching, man. David, appreciate you making time, dude. We'll catch you guys again here soon. Ooh.